Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of MJ Live. Thank you for joining us for season 2 of MJ Live. I'm so excited about what's going to be happening this year. We have so much in store for you guys this year. We have a couple of people who's running for office that's going to be on this year, and I'm just excited. So what I need you to do right now is go ahead and like and share the video. If you do not follow us on YouTube, once we're finished, I am Micah-Jamal on YouTube. Go ahead and show us some love. Thank you guys so much. We are under construction, just FYI. We got a few things working behind here that I think is going to be pretty cool, and I cannot wait to be able to show you guys. That's going to be dope. Now, go ahead, like, and share the video so you guys can share the love. Now, in the middle of tonight, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to win a 3-day, 2-night paid for vacation. Now, the room is paid for. You have to get your way to the location, but the room is paid for, and your dinner for one night with me will be paid for. And if you also follow All for One, tomorrow we are coming for season 4. We're also going to give another 3-day, 2 nights with dinner tomorrow as well. Now, the giveaway is going to be given in about 3 weeks. So each time that you come on live, share the live, and also you must follow us on YouTube. You enter in the drawing. But the week after MLK weekend, we're going to announce it in the honor of MLK because we believe that is a Black holiday. So that is going to be our gift to you. So excited about that. We're going to give you guys more information about that tonight. We have a few things that we're going to talk about. We're going to give you guys an update about this COVID thing that's going on. It's another variant out there that is not really being talked about because people are so worried about the January the 6th anniversary, which is tomorrow. We'll talk about that as well. We're also going to talk about the new DA that is basically trying to close down all prisons and jail in his city. So we'll talk about him as well. And then we'll talk about the 2022 gubernatorial race in Georgia and also the Senate races that is going to be happening and also the House. That is going to be the most interesting because all the House of Representatives, they have to go back home and fight for re-election. All 435 of them were up for re-election. So, like I always tell you guys, if you don't like the way that the country is going, this is your perfect time to let your voice be heard. It is going to be up to you. If you get out and vote your people in. And we're going to talk about all of that. So, we're going to hit this intro video, and then we're going to come back and talk about this COVID thing. Yeah, we're going to go and hit the COVID. I'll tell you guys about the new variant. And also, it is tax season. So next week, we will talk about the different things that you guys need to do to make sure you get the money if you did not get your child tax credit through the year. You have to go online. You have to tell them, listen, I did not get my money. This is what you owe me. This is what I need. We'll talk about that next week. So make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday at 10 p.m. And we're going to talk about that because by then, W-2s will be starting to go out. You guys will be going to do your taxes, and we've got to make sure you get all your money. Okay? If there's money out there for you to get, make sure you get all your money. 20 seconds, and we're going to start with the COVID issue. Let's go. So the first topic tonight we are going to start with is about this COVID fiasco, COVID chaos, COVID, whatever you want to call it. It's a COVID mess. Now, we are going into our 3rd year dealing with this thing that we call coronavirus, okay? So far, the big blah, blah, blah that is going on because the CDC have came out and said, you know what? You need to quarantine for 14 days if you test positive. Then they came out a couple of weeks ago and say, listen, you need to quarantine for 10 days if you test positive. Then they came out and say, you know what? No, we're not going to do 10 days. We're not going to do 14 days. We're going to do 5 days. However, do not test yourself before you go back to work, because the PCR test can still give you a positive result for 12 weeks. So everybody's confused. Everybody don't know what to do, because now we thought we were at the end of this thing. Joe Biden ran on defeating the virus, bringing the virus to its knees. And if you look at the stats, the virus is bringing America to her knees. We had more people die from COVID-20. We had more people die from COVID-19 in 2021 with the vaccine. Remind you, we got the vaccines after the election of 2020. Some people speculate that because of political reasons, because they needed Joe Biden to get in office. They needed Trump out. Whatever you believe, I don't give a dang. Just know we got the vaccine just a few weeks, if not a couple of days, after the election. So we have the vaccine. People are taking the vaccines. People are taking the boosters. Yet and still, we had more people die from COVID-19 in 2021 than we did in 2020. So Joe Biden wants to keep saying that this is the pandemic of the unvaccinated, but unfortunately, that's just a lie. So with this Omicron variant, we are having people, patient zero in America, patient zero was vaccinated. Most of all the people who caught this variant in the beginning, they were vaccinated. So there's another variant out there. They're called the Ahu variant. IHU. Ahu. This variant was found in South France. It is said to have 46 different mutations. 46 different mutations. But no one in the news is reporting on it. No one in the news is talking about it, because they're so focused on the January 6th issue that is going on. So this is my advice to you. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I can only give you my personal advice as a talk show host. My personal advice is this: do what you need to do to keep yourself safe, but stop being afraid. We're going to be dealing with COVID-19. Donald Trump said something on at the onset of this pandemic that a lot of people bashed him for. He said everybody going to get COVID. And it's starting to seem that way, because even if you vaccinated, even if you are a booster, you are still at risk to get COVID. So my partner, fully vaccinated, want a booster. I'm like, you're under 30. You don't need a booster, but want a booster. The day we were supposed to fly out to Ohio, tested positive for COVID. I tested negative. All week long, all my tests came back negative. The day before Christmas, my test came back positive. I am fully vaccinated. Again, it doesn't matter about your vaccination status. Although the president of the United States wants to say, hey, this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, that's not true. This is a pandemic of the world. Doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or you're not vaccinated. Coronavirus, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. You just need to make sure you're healthy. Stop eating those burgers. Stop eating that fried chicken at 11 p.m. Stop drinking that soda. Getting you a Big Mac with cheese, extra fries with a Diet Coke does not help at all. Curb your diet. Fix your diet. Stay active. Stay healthy. So if you get the COVID, you are able to bounce back. I was sick. I mean, it hit me like a ton of bricks. But I kept being active. I kept moving. I kept myself up until I could not, because that fatigue is a mother. But I kept myself up. because I understood if you do not, it's gonna be bad. So, Josh said I recommend Taco Bell for the masses. Listen, just make sure you are being healthy and sorry. Thank you also because you guys just joined us. Thank you, the people that's on Twitter who was having a little technical difficulties, but thank you for joining in. We'll talk about the COVID-19 situation right now. So, anyway, guys, that is what we're talking about with the COVID-19. So be on the lookout because after this Omarion variant dies out, you're going to hear more about this IHU variant that is supposed to be even. I don't know if I want to say deadlier or more contagious because I don't think anything's gonna be more contagious than the variant we are dealing with now. But that variant is out there, so hey, do what you need to do. First thing you did after getting COVID was Taco Bell. Listen, I hate Taco Bell unless you talk about the cinnamon sticks. Now the cinnamon sticks at Taco Bell taste like what Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I love them. The next topic we're going to talk about, and this season we're going to try to keep this under 30 minutes, guys. The next topic to talk about is Mr. Albany Briggs. Albany Briggs is the new DA for Manhattan, up in New York. He have vowed to not pursue violent crime. So basically, they had an incident that someone went and robbed a store at gunpoint. Via his memo, they do not charge that person with armed robbery anymore. They charge them with petty larceny. So his whole mindset, his whole idea is to change the way that we see criminal justice. He is saying also in his memo that we have too many people in jail, too many people in prison, and certain things do not need jail time for. Dealing drugs, you don't need to go to jail for that. Prostitution, you don't need to go to jail for that. Robbery, if it's in a public space. Now, if you go to someone's house and commit armed robbery, that is different. But if you go to Walmart, or if you go to a bank, or if you go to Louis and rob them at gunpoint, it is no longer ground for a felony. That should be a misdemeanor. That is what his process, his mindset is. You can agree, you can disagree, but my only issue with this, you are in New York State. Right now, New York State is ravished with crime. It is crazy up there. So for you to come in and that is going to be your stance, that is very dangerous. So I don't think that certain crimes need to be. Certain people committing certain crimes do not need to go to jail. I agree. I don't think prostitution should land someone in jail. I mean, I just don't. I don't think that you having an ounce of weed on you should land you in jail. However, I do believe that laws are the laws. And if it against the law and the law says X, Y, and Z, we must follow what the law says. That is why I push to you guys. If you do not agree with the law, you go and you vote out the people that have A, placed the law, or B, allow the law to stand without trying to challenge the law. We got to follow the law. You cannot come in as a new DA and say, hey, yeah, our city is like homicide is up, robberies are up, traffic violations are up, attacks on the cops are up, but we're not going to charge people. So basically, Little John and Joseph can go into a store, put the people on their face, put a gun to their head, jump across the counter, take all the money they want to, run, see the cops coming down, jump in the car. Well, it's New York, so they probably don't have a car. So jump in and out of traffic, running in and out of traffic, jump down, go down to the subway, and then they can see grandma trying to get on the train, push grandma down, jump on the train, and go free. Get caught at the next stop, and still will be out based on the memo that this guy put in place. So what I would like to see, because the new mayor of New York is a former cop. He was a former cop. So I would like to see how this is going to play out. I don't think it's going to play out too well, but we shall see. All right, guys. So this 22 election. I will say this. A lot of stuff that I'm going to be talking about specifically is going to be for the Georgia people because I live in Georgia. But we will touch on a Senate race and some of the House of Representatives race as well. And also because all eyes are going to be on Georgia because Donald Trump came in and flipped the script. It is about to be crazy. But let's go here and then we'll talk about that.
It's time for another I Know You Fucking Like.
This would have to be one of my favorite clips. Just pathetic. Just pathetic.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
800-588-2300
Wins it. I love you so much.
Today.
800-588-2300
Those have to be two of my favorite clips for like all time. So let me go ahead and tell you guys how you can get an entry into the drawing for the 3-day, 2-night trip to Atlanta with dinner. Basically, only thing you need to do subscribe to our YouTube channel at I am Micah-Jamal. And that's pretty much it. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. And from there, we will announce the winner. The Wednesday after MLK, we'll announce the winner. You just have to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like a couple of videos. That's all. Simple as 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to start on the Georgia election, and then I'm going to hit on the Senate, and we're going to do all of this in within about 7 minutes. Let's go. Hey guys, so listen, this is going to be a crazy, death, muddy, crazy, chaotic, like insane 2020 election here in the state of Georgia. So if you don't know, Brian Kemp is currently the Georgia governor. However, usually when you have a sitting governor of one party, they do not have to go through a primary. A primary is simply someone or a group of people fighting for a nomination for a party. So it'll be 10 people fighting for the Republican Party nominee, to be the Republican Party nominee. 15 people fighting to be the Democratic nominee. They're not fighting each other like side versus side. They fighting one another inside their party. that whoever rises to the top will be the GOP nominee and the Democratic nominee, and then they will fight together, and whoever wins will go to be the governor in the state of Georgia, which is probably in all states. I'm not sure because it may be one stupid state, but whoever gets the most votes win the governorship. It's not like the president of the United States where you win by districts. You win one vote, one vote, one vote. One person, one vote. One person, one vote. So last election, we had a crazy election. You had Stacey Abrams versus Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp defeated Stacey Abrams. And just like Donald J. Trump, Stacey Abrams said that the gubernatorial race was rigged and she should have won, so she would not concede. Donald Trump said that the presidential race was rigged, he should have won, so he do not need to concede. So here we go in 2022. And we knew that Brian Kemp was going to run again. We knew that Stacey Abrams was going to run again. But we did not know that now Brian Kemp will have to fight through a primary. Again, usually whatever party that's in office would not have a primary. They would just have to fight whoever wins out of the opposing party. But Donald Trump vowed, because he feels that the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, did not look out for him. So he vowed that he will have a challenger and they will defeat Brian Kemp. This is the issue that I have. Donald Trump couldn't endorse anybody else for the governor of Georgia, but he endorsed losing candidate David Perdue. And my issue is this, guys. The GOP, if they want to begin to win and win big, must stop putting up old white men. I'm sorry, old white men. I do love you. Some of you guys are my friends, but we have to stop. If the GOP want to win, they have to stop. And I thought they learned a lesson because they are putting up Herschel Walker for the state Senate. I said, good. Although Gary Black run as well, he would have been the it boy if Donald Trump didn't come and endorse Herschel Walker with thrush Herschel beyond everybody else. So this is what needs to happen. For one, Brian Kemp is going to lose. There's no way he wins Georgia as of right now, because the Trump supporters that are very strong in the state of Georgia think that he is the reason Donald Trump lost. And he needs the Trump supporters to win. So David Perdue or Brian Kemp need to buy out. And Brian Kemp is going to lose, not David Perdue. So this is what needs to happen. Brian Kemp needs to say, you know what, David, I'm going to support you. We're going to unite as one, and we're going to defeat Stacey Abrams. Or David Perdue needs to say, you know, Brian, I'm going to support you. We're going to unite as one and defeat Stacey Abrams. David is not going to do that because he had the backing of Donald J. Trump. So Brian Kemp, if he really wants what's best for the GOP, has to buy out. He has to buy out. Now, I hope for the Democratic side that no one will come and challenge Stacey Abrams. I think they should, because I don't think some of her policies are in the best interest of Georgia. But as a political standpoint, if someone else come in to challenge Stacey Abrams, it will hurt her more than it will help her. And actually, it will help the GOP a little more. So you're going to have this battle. And I think if Brian Kemp do not buy out, that the GOP just might lose in November when it comes to the governorship of Georgia. Now, Brian Kemp also is making a major move, and he is pushing and supporting legislation. I'm getting a tongue tied. A new law that says you do not need a license to carry in the state of Georgia. So right now in the state of Georgia, you do not need a weapon license or a gun license to purchase a gun, but you do need one to carry. But with all the crime going on, with the defunding the police, with the fear that the GOP may lose in November, Brian Kemp is pushing this law to go ahead to make sure that Georgians are able to protect themselves if the new administration under Stacey Abrams come in and defund the police, which I think is the dumbest thing ever. I don't think that she's going to do that. But Brian Kemp, he wants to push it. He wants to support it. By all means, support it. Now, moving on to the Senate. Right now, 14 Dems and 20 representative, right now, 14 Dems and 20 GOP members are up for re-election in the Senate. 6 senators are not seeking re-election. That's the senators from North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Alabama, Missouri, and Vermont. 5 of them are Republicans, 1 is Democrat, but the 1 Democrat, Vermont, they're going to keep that. The other 5 that are Republican in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Alabama, Missouri, they're going to keep that. So those seats, that is why they can retire, because they know they're going to keep those seats. However, the GOP thinks that they can come and flip a few of those, few of those 14 Democratic seats that's up for re-election. So their goal is try to flip at least 2 or 3 of them in order to have a greater majority than what the Democrat has now. Because right now in the Senate, it's 50-50. And Kamala Harris is the tiebreaker, who of course will vote with the Democratic Party. However, Joe Manchin has shook up everything, and he's shaking up everything. When we look into the House, 435 seats out of 435 seats are up for grabs. 36 of the representatives are not seeking re-election, 24 Democrats, 12 Republicans. 16 Democrats are retiring, 5 Republicans are retiring. 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans are seeking Senate seats. 2 Democrats and 1 Republican are seeking governorship in their state. And 2 Democrats and 2 GOP are doing other statewide offices that they want to hold. What does this mean? This means 2022 is going to be sick. It's going to be the Get Out the Vote campaign. Who can get out the vote? What side can get their people out to vote? The House of Representatives is at state, the Senate is at state, and a lot of the governorships are at the state. So it's all about get out and vote. And very, 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 very rarely will you see if the governor is a Democrat, then all the other get flipped by Republicans. It's possible, but rarely do you see that. So it's all about get out and vote. So I want to tell you guys, make sure you're reading up on who's in your area, what they stand for, and make sure you get out to vote. I don't care what party you are. I don't care if you're Democrat, Independent, Republican, Libertarian. I don't care what the hell you call yourself. Get your asses out and vote. Okay? Asses to the poll. That's what we need. Get out, vote. Make sure your voice is heard, because this is one of the most critical elections we're going to have in a while. Everyone is looking at 2024, which matters not if 2022 doesn't go the way the GOP wanted to go, or the Democratic Party wants to go. So it doesn't matter who gets in the White House in 2024 if that party doesn't get the vote out now. So make sure you guys are being informed. Make sure you get out and vote. Again, we'll go over. I have more videos to talk about different people. What are they running on? Who they're running against to make sure that we all know. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am Micah-Jamal to stay connected and be up to date with everything we have going on. Again, love you guys. Be safe. And I will see you next Wednesday at 10 p.m. If the video will play out.